Get the audio set up.
Hey everyone, welcome to the best show on earth. This is Major League Crypto with Kevork and Jack. Thank you for joining us.
So Bitcoin's been pretty much cut in half, and to kind of make this live stream today a little more entertaining, I'm actually going to be purchasing $5,000 of Bitcoin during this live stream because it's actually come into what I consider to be a buy point for me, which is called the halfway back. We're also going to be reviewing the futures contract. So the first futures contract expired, I believe, in the CBOE contract. There's two different contracts. One represents 1 Bitcoin, and that's traded on the Chicago Board of Options Exchange, and the other one represents 5 Bitcoins and is traded on the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. We'll be going over those charts in today's stream. We'll talk about some targets that have been hit to the short side, which can lead to short covering and a move higher in prices. So that's part of the reason I do want to put, just $5,000 is not a lot of money, but and kind of trade around that position. And then we got some big news in what we have been calling a scam, which is BitConnect. What is it?
BitConnect.
BitConnect.
Great name. Everything else kind of suspect in my opinion.
Great name. In our opinion, it's a shitty platform. It was pretty much a multi-level marketing Bitcoin lending platform that was guaranteeing returns in excess of like 300% a year, something crazy.
Yeah, I think they're guaranteeing basically 1% every day. And everyone knows that's kind of unsustainable for the long term. It's just math at that point. You know? So yeah, BitConnect. Last time I checked it out, it was like $20. Let me just check right here on Coin Market Cap. It's right now. It says overall it's $27. And if you actually go in the BitConnect markets, though, they actually removed the BitConnect website exchange from the list.
Wow.
So right now it's just strictly HitBTC, Coin Exchange, and Livecoin. And a very small amount in Trace Satoshi is basically negligible.
So obviously everybody here, you guys are all pretty informed cryptocurrency traders, investors. So I'm sure you were not a part of that carnage as in pretty much a couple days.
Yeah.
So, those are the types of things, guys, we want to help you avoid and educate you on. Obviously, some of you guys do your own research and learn this stuff on your own, but I know somebody was asking in the chat last week, hey, what do you think about BitConnect? And we're all like, boo, like, do not go there.
Yeah, and also the other ones, like was a Western Coin and USI Tech, they're slightly different, but same shtick, kind of. Yeah, I'm expecting all those to start like dropping one by one like flies. Because if people don't realize, I think it was like a month ago or 3 weeks ago, if you guys could correct me in the chat, BitPetite, which is a similar service, shut down also.
BitPetite.
Yeah, so that was before, and now it's these other ones dropping. Yeah, it's very interesting to see, but at the same time, I'm happy that these are going away. It's just giving more credibility to the cryptocurrency space, and less people will get funneled in these type of things.
It's the cleansing of the crypto demons. A lot of people. It was interesting to see. I had a couple of people who had reached out to me through social media channels that I probably haven't talked to in 5+ years and asked me, hey, what do you think about BitConnect? Because it made such a viral impact. Anytime you have individuals kind of pushing products on something that has like extreme hype like cryptocurrency has, and there are people and if you don't know anything about Bitcoin and you don't take the time to do research, you're going to go to like your friend who's like, hey man, I like got in this thing and they're giving me 1% a day and like the bank gives me 4% a year, so why wouldn't I do this? And they never do the research, they never understand. And I mean, honestly, it's really just common sense to know that anybody guaranteeing you 1% return a day probably is a little suspicious.
And also, like, just to interrupt really quickly, like a lot of these like things like BitConnect and stuff, they even say they have like cloud mining, right? They have their own mining operations and stuff. But the problem is with those services, the reason why I don't trust them, and it's just better to either do it on your own or gear up with very close people that you're around and maybe do a deal like that, is because you never really know. Like, we're so early in the game, things like audits and stuff like that, to really like check to see, do you have the graphics card that you're stating that you have? Do you have the same amounts? Is your electricity cost the same?
Am I owning what you say that
exactly.
I'm owning? I mean, yeah, like you really want to stay away from I mean, you know, this early stage in the game, unless it's like someone you trust extremely well, I wouldn't be meeting people over the internet and wiring them your savings account. That's just really not a good idea, guys. But of course, all of you know that here. Nobody should be doing stuff like that. And you know, that's why we're here to provide you know, education and just a resource information channel on Bitcoin, because you know, cryptocurrency does have a viable future. It's going to be a volatile way to get there. It's, you know, obviously in its early stages, and there's a lot of hype around it. So anyways, we'll take a look at some of the different markets here today. And there's a lot of hype around it. And go over any coins that you guys have. Do you want to go ahead, Kevork, and then run with the Bitcoin Connect article and just kind of talk a little bit more about that, and then we'll move into the Bitcoin charts. And
yeah, basically, let me pull up the article really quickly. But yeah, even a lot of people are talking about it now. I saw in like some mainstream news they're talking about BitConnect, and a lot of people are mad. I feel like some of these people might go into hiding too, because like some of these bigger players on YouTube, I was looking at the live streams yesterday, because a lot of those people are vocal on YouTube and social media, and people are like sending death threats through the chat and stuff, and I'm like, wow, this is serious, you know. And these people, you know, they're not playing privately, they're using their real names and stuff, so definitely not fun at all.
And then Aaron, when am I going to be able to go ahead and go through with the purchase of the Bitcoin? So like I promised, I'm going to be buying $5,000 of Bitcoin, roughly just under half a Bitcoin. I don't know how long I'm going to hold this. I mean, it's just kind of coming to a level. Honestly, I wish I would have bought it right around $10,000, but I'm going to look for a move to $13,000 to $15,000 on this position. So here it is. This is my Coinbase account, and 5K. Boom. Okay. Confirming this buy. So my purchase was successful. $5,000 into Bitcoin. I'm just going to be a hodler now, guys. So just going to hold till it hits 100 million.
Nice. Good call. Yeah, but Bitcoin, it might dip down a little bit lower.
Yeah, I mean, right now, so I'll go over my chart that I have up here and kind of talk about, I'm going to go over the futures contract, and then I also want to talk about, like, so a lot of what I do, and I teach this in a FIB course I have, but I do want to eventually, you know, if we do come out, or when we do come out with a course at Major League Crypto, I want to teach you guys some of the trading techniques that I use to determine support and resistance levels. And one of those simple methods, which you see me do often here, is what's called the halfway back. So my theory is all financial assets sooner or later get cut in half. It's just a function of the market. I've seen it happen to pretty much every single stock out there. When we crashed in 2008, the stock market came halfway back from its Great Depression lows. When we crashed in 2000, the market came halfway back from its Great Depression lows. So the markets as a whole, crypto space as a whole, you will continue to see, and these are the opportunities that I like to wait for, because if you're going to hold on to something for a year, you might as well wait a couple months to buy it, right? I mean,
sure.
You know, everyone's like, as soon as you decide on an investment, it's amazing that how many people, for the time frame people are going to hold in an investment, it's amazing how little patience they have to get into the coin. So this has kind of been like one of the bigger, I mean, I've dabbled here and there, but I was really waiting for this level to trade, and I'm going to go over that. So this is a Fibonacci sequence. It's just taking the low to high and dividing that number by 2. So I don't actually know what the exact level is, because it's hard here with this charting software. It doesn't snap, but like the low here, trying to get it to like 0, but like it's like closest I get is like $9. So it's all, you know, within a couple of dollars. So the low that I'm drawing here is $9.50. Obviously the low is like pretty much 0, and then the high here is 19,653, or at least that's where my drawing is. That makes the 50% retracement, or that number divided by 2, come in at 98.31. So 98.31 traded here today. And you can see there was an awesome buying pressure off of that. So what I'm expecting Bitcoin to do from this level is get back up to at least the previous levels we had broken down off of, which is this 13,000. So when you're thinking about trading, or when you are trading, anytime we break below what's considered support, you usually will retrace back into that level. So when I look at these previous lows that have been taken out here, I'm looking at the candle body opens and closes. There's a level right here at about 12,700 and then another one at 13,200. And with the volatility in Bitcoin, that could happen in a matter of 2 days. Typically, when you get these moves washed out, you look at it from like a psychological perspective that, okay, anybody who is not a believer in Bitcoin, anybody who was, not someone who really wants to hold this, is selling because they're afraid. The people who are invested for the longer time frame, who are invested for longer highs, they are now out of the market because they've sold their positions, right? Because as soon as they move against them, they're like, oh, I don't know, this investment's bad, they sell. So that is called a shakeout. You shake out the weak holders, and when you shake out the weak holders, it's then easier for the price to rise because those people who would have been sellers previously have now sold at lower prices to a series of new buyers who bring in new money into the market. And really, most traders know Fibonacci levels. I wouldn't say every trader knows how to use them, but the halfway back from an all-time low is a very large buy point for just a lot of traders who do technical analysis. So I can already see that, we've rallied $1,300 off of that level. I do feel comfortable going long here. So I just purchased $5,000. I am going to try to hold this for 15K, and I'll probably sell out. I'm not really looking to hold this for all-time highs. This is just a trade for me. If I was invested in Bitcoin over the longer time frame and had like a 2-year horizon or even a 1-year horizon, I would say 24,000 would actually be my profit target. But I'm a trader. I'm in and out. I'm not emotionally attached to any of these things, and I just wanted to break down that analysis on Bitcoin. And then there's one chart I want to go over here. Oops, no, that's not it. All right, let me just blow one of these up. So this is the Bitcoin futures contract /BTC. And, once again, we had held what's called a halfway back short. So this candle on the left-hand top of my screen is when the futures actually started trading, which was really the beginning of the move down in Bitcoin. But at the same time, the speculation going into the futures launch was the reason Bitcoin was rising so rapidly. Bitcoin has fallen dramatically off that level. That high to low divided by 2 was this blue line here, and we hit my profit target, which was 10,286. This has actually been something I went over on our live stream last week. We came into that level. I know from the way the market works that there is shorts that will cover at those levels. Doesn't necessarily mean we will rocket higher here, but from me, from a technical standpoint, a technical trader, we've pulled into a halfway back short profit target. We've pulled halfway back from the longs. That's 2 different buy signals from me as a technician in a market technical analyst, and that's why I'm choosing to buy long. And I'm sorry that anybody who had bought long above these levels, you got to be patient.
I always said too, like 13,000 was a great entry point. You might have lost a little bit of money, but at least you can buy like the 18 or 17, 16,000 like these other people. I saw so many people saying I am gonna buy Bitcoin at like, what was it, like 18.5 or 19. I'm like, it's going to retrace a little bit because from that time period, it jumped from 10K basically to 20K in a day, Yeah. That was insane.
The, Chris, so once again about, so we want to be aware going forward of this, even if you guys don't trade futures, I hope you tune into the stream every single week. This halfway back in the futures contract. So the futures contract has dislocation from the actual price of Bitcoin. So they're not going to trade dollar per dollar. I don't know what the dislocation is right now. You want to give me a Bitcoin quote? What's Bitcoin trading right now on Coinbase?
Coinbase is at... It's at 11,355.
Okay, so actually that's pretty right on the money with the the Bitcoin futures end because this is trading 11,350. So there's actually not much dislocation between the futures.
I believe Chris was talking about how long you're going to be holding that Bitcoin for.
Yeah, so I mean, for me, it's not a time frame, it's a price, like I don't get into trades and say, I'm going to hold this for 2 months. It's more like if this gets to a specific price, I am going to be looking to get out of that.
Well, that's great because you remove that emotion and it's strictly just number based.
Yeah, strictly number based. And my number right now, and I'm going to set an alert, 14,938, and then I'm gonna sell. And I don't care, If it goes higher, I don't get upset about that stuff. So I just set an alert on that price. If you guys continue to pay attention to our crypto live stream, I'll obviously update you guys on this trade. Or if you guys go to majorleaguecrypto.com and put in your email, I'll actually probably send an email out when I get out of this trade just to let you guys know, keep you updated with what we're doing here. And then to see a couple of questions about different charts, we'll go over that. I'm going to let Kevork take it back, talk about BitConnect, and just to keep you guys on top of that. And then we'll move into some more news events for the other coins, and I'll chart those coins you guys are looking at.
There's not really much on BitConnect. They're basically saying they got two cease and desist letters from both Texas and North Carolina's Board of Securities, and apparently they got DDoSed attack on their platform and had led the site to decide to discontinue the service. I don't know if it's all from the DDoS. We just don't know. I just think it's regulating pressure, and they don't want to see jail time. So we're like, let's just cut our losses, and then see if we could kind of like slide by everything without getting a mortal wound.
So do you know? So as far as everybody who had their money in the Bitcoin lending platform and the participants in the chat, feel free to chime in on this, but. Those people who were lending their Bitcoin, did they get their money back? Did they get completely screwed? Because to me, that's like the answer to whether or not they're going to jail. Obviously, if they took the money and they're not giving it back, or it just doesn't exist anymore, they're, probably going to be in a little bit of legal trouble.
Yeah, I mean, we just don't know. There's like mixed accounts. I think a lot of people did get their money back, but it was their money back via how much the token's worth at that moment that they got it back. So I don't know, some people might have pulled out at 150.
So do you want to read? Do you want to read what they wrote on their website?
Oh yeah, sure.
Let me read what they wrote on their website because they did say something about the 15-day average price, which was like $353.
All right, where's their big? Yeah, you see, I even got an advertisement out for Bitcoin X or BitConnect X, which was supposed to be the new ICO thing. I'm not sure they're going fully into that still. Let me see here.
So did they pay everybody out in BCC or Bitcoin Connect or whatever? What's the Bitcoin Connect symbol?
Well, they shut down their exchange, so I think only their wallets were open and people converted it to and they took it to Hit BTC and they're liquidating that. I'm trying to see changes for. Okay, here we go.
BCH.
Yeah, that's BCH. Okay, changes coming for the BitConnect system, halt of lending and exchange platform. This is to inform all community members that we are closing the BitConnect lending and exchange platform. We are transferring all your lending wallet balance to your BitConnect wallet balance at $363.62. This rate has been calculated based on the last 15-day averages of the closing price registered on CoinMarketCap.com. We're also closing the Bitcoin Cash exchange platform in 5 days. So yeah, at that point, what's logical to me, what people have been doing is just pulling it out, moving to another exchange and try to liquidate for Bitcoin,
So they converted all of their money into BCC. They converted all of their money into BCC, which
that's what... Yeah, so we are transferring all your lending wallet balance to your BitConnect wallet balance at $363.62.
So they're paying you cash, or what are they paying you?
I don't know if they're. That's the thing. Because I was never part of this platform, So for me, it's like I didn't even want to get into this. I just knew their structure of what they're trying to get into. I mean, their structure of how the process works about their lending platform.
Okay.
So the percentages, I was looking at that. I'm like, this is very suspect.
So BCC was their coin, Chris.
Yeah, BCC was their token. They have a
because I'm confused because I'm used to charting BCC as Bitcoin Cash.
Well, Bitcoin Cash is kind of they have BCC and BCH, but since the BitConnect thing went up to like top 30 market cap, and it's top 30 market cap, and a lot of people were in BitConnect, BCH has been like the Bitcoin Cash ticker.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
So yeah, a lot of it, I know a lot of it moved to hit BTC. I don't know how much, but most people, if you look at the actual BitConnect chart, people were liquidating at least like several days before these announcements too. You know, people were liquidating. So probably the bigger players knew what was going
those
on,
are the people that can definitely get screwed, because I guess it would be considered insider trading. If those laws are applicable.
You know what?
Here,
it depends on your state. It depends on your nation. You know, it's just
if
there's
you're in
a
the
lot of
US,
variables.
you're screwed.
Yeah.
But you know, if you're in like Yugoslavia, I think you're fine.
Yeah. So that's BitConnect. A big giant falls. I think at its max it was like 21 on CoinMarketCap at its highest. Now I think it's probably at like 300, very low. I don't know. I feel like a lot of people are trying to sell the tokens now, probably on HitBTC or one of these other ones, and I don't think anyone wants to buy at this point. Because I was at the HitBTC exchange because I was just checking out to see the lingo, because they actually have a chat box in there, and people were like, "Hold on to Bitcoin Cash, keep buying it, it'll bounce back." I'm like, dude, this is we saw it dip down to 30, then it dipped down to like 21, then it bounced back up to like 26, and like that's kind of like a dead cat bounce. And I feel like after this, it's just gonna like go down like $5 and just die out.
Yeah.
Because I don't think there's any way this thing could bounce back. Their entire platform's dead.
Okay. Yeah, if you're holding on to BitConnect, I'm sorry, you just lost everything you thought you had.
Yeah. So, yeah, moving
Risky
on from that though, let's talk about Bitcoin Cash.
Can't say we didn't warn you.
Yeah, I mean, there's people that know me, personally. They've asked me about BitConnect before and these other ones, and I'm like, I don't get into that. That's just not my thing. I give them my reasons why. I say, in my opinion, this is kind of like a Ponzi scheme, multi-level marketing type of thing, especially because with their referral code system. And I'm like, I don't want to touch this. So I did my necessary research on it, and I realized it was not it's not for me. So that's the simplest way I could put it.
Cool.
So yeah, let's move on to Bitcoin Cash, Jack, and just
I'm
talk
already
about
up a couple bucks on my Bitcoin purchase. Just so you guys know, I brought that at $11,306. So I'm up like, what is it trading? Oh, I'm up $200. Well, I guess that's per coin, so I wouldn't be up $200. Coin's up 200 from where I bought it. Crazy. Cool. All right, go ahead with what you were going to talk about, Core.
Oh no, I'm saying just go over the chart. Jack,
Oh, okay.
Bitcoin Cash. Really
yeah. So
big
Bitcoin Cash. So this is BCC USDT, which is why I was confused when you were saying BCC. So this is Bitcoin Cash, which is the fork of Bitcoin. Anyways, to me, this is actually a really ugly chart.
Yeah, and Chris was asking, when you buy a coin on Coinbase with your checking account, does it lock in at that price? Yeah, I think anytime you initiate,
it locks in at that price. However, you do not get the Bitcoin for quite a bit, because I believe it's an ACH, which in my experience has taken like way longer. So normally, if I send an ACH, which is a electronic wire transfer, typically smaller, no fees. Bank of America, I think, charges me like $5. So it'll lock in the price of Bitcoin. However, the Bitcoin, I cannot trade out of that position until the cash hits my Coinbase account, which previously has taken, I think it took me like 2 weeks before, but this is going to take it, I would say, at least 5 days. I'll let you guys know next week how long it took for the cash to hit Coinbase.
It really varies.
I mean, it just completely varies.
If you use your debit or credit card, I think there's depends on your limit. I think there's like 200 and like 500.
Well, I mean, my limit.
That's immediate.
My limit on the credit card is $300. They won't let me put anything more than that. But I have like an $8,000 a week transfer limit.
And it really depends on your bank too. Like for instance, one of my buddies, I think he has MB Financial. I forgot which institution that was, but basically he tried buying through Coinbase, and every time he buys through Coinbase, it gets declined. So he has to call to the bank for them to approve it, even though he said, "Hey, is there any way I can whitelist this?" And they're like, "No." And even I was there when I heard the conversation. The lady on the phone even said, "Yeah, I've heard about that website. people call us all the time to do it. It's just I have no power over it. I can only just
obviously
approve
she's not making corporate decisions.
No, of course not. But I'm just saying that's kind of funny because depending on your
lady
bank
on
too.
the phone.
Yeah,
Don't yell at me.
That's interesting.
Big move down with Bitcoin. I mean, I just honestly, I'm not a fan of the whole Bitcoin Cash fork thing. To me, I think like this chart is not viable. I mean, you can buy it. Just it's in a downtrend. It's well through its halfway back. I mean, you can look at this, and then I'll go over Ethereum after this and some of the other coins. But you can look at this previous range that we were bound in. But like, I would look at it maybe if it got back to like $1,100. But for me, I would stay away from Bitcoin Cash where it is right now. It could rally back up to 2,400, but I'm not interested in it based on where it is. I'd rather be a buyer of Bitcoin.
Another topic that we could tie into that, I got an article up here from CoinDesk, and we could go over that now. It says the side chains break through almost everyone in Bitcoin missed. So basically what's happening is we're seeing a new evolution of the technology currently, Jack. Mm-hmm. Basically, we're having off-chain solutions. And what that means is, I'm not going to go in depth on the article because a lot of it's complex because there's a complex notion. The research on non-interactive proofs of work, NIPO-POW. So basically what that means is, basically you have the main blockchain, right? Mm-hmm. And you have these side chains which are connected to the blockchain and does off-chain functions to make it better. So you remember we were talking about like the Lightning Network and the Raiden Network and all these new networks are coming live. Mm-hmm. And basically what those are is it does things more efficiently for that blockchain. And it's supposed to be just as reliable and just as secure, which is amazing if that's true. So basically the phenomenon that we're currently seeing is that coins like Litecoin are becoming obsolete. Because what Litecoin does, Bitcoin is going to do better with the Lightning Network.
Wow.
And basically,
so Charlie Lee, props. That guy's a sick trader. He top ticked his own coin.
Yeah, I mean, Litecoin will work with the Lightning Network from what I've been hearing. But yeah, LTC is doing that. But from what Brian said in the chat, but once it goes live for Bitcoin too, what's the point of having the Litecoin with the Lightning Network if Bitcoin is basically as good with that Lightning Network? So it's like you're kind of replicating the same results. And as we move forward with the technology, things are going to consolidate in a way that a lot of these coins, if they don't have any unique functions, they're going to be tossed aside, as the collective conscious of people sees these coins for their use, their actual use in real life, Because right now it's just pure speculation, but we're coming to points that these coins, they're going to be used. Mm-hmm. And that will determine their value.
Yeah, that's going to be... I do think the next major wave is going to be... So I actually read, and maybe you could pull up an article on it, that the Mark Cuban, who obviously was probably one of the first mainstream billionaires, at least, to like publicly accept and be on the whole crypto bandwagon, the Dallas Mavericks are going to be accepting Bitcoin.
Yeah, and Ethereum. But here's the thing, too, right? He's only doing it from what I read, he's only doing it for season tickets, Jack. So basically, it makes sense in that respect because if you're buying in Bitcoin, that high of a, like, I don't know how much season tickets are for the Mavericks. It's got to be like, what, 10, 15K? Something like that.
It depends on where you're sitting.
Yeah, exactly.
Obviously.
I'm just saying, like, it's going to be worth at least, like, maybe around like a third or half of Bitcoin, right? We'll just say. With the Lightning Network, he will be able to do that for, like, every single ticket.
Every transaction.
So that's the big thing. And for Ethereum, their Raiden network is going to go live at some point, and basically the whole CryptoKitties phenomenon won't be as much of an issue, with the Telegram thing.
If you're ever going to buy any kind of ticket to a sporting event, there's an app called Seed Exchange, and it is 0 fees. So I actually hate paying for fees when I'm buying tickets to like any sports events. Seed Exchange is an app that you can use, 0 fees. Just a tip there. And disclosure, I'm an investor.
But we're going to see a lot more off-chain solutions. Lightning and Raiden are only the beginning. And we could see things that with atomic swap capabilities and all that coming into the mix, a lot of these coins are going to be more integrated to each other. Mm-hmm. And that's very bullish for those coins. like included in that circle.
Yeah,
but
these
everything
coins,
out, but
these
everything
coins
outside
need
of
to
it.
start being used to buy and pay for things. I mean, that's going to be.
I mean, we're seeing that though. It's started
and
coming.
we
to
need
the
to
mix.
see it in massive scale, though.
And I'm a firm believer it will happen. And if it happens, it's going to happen within like a 3-4 month period. You're going to have people, like your everyday people, going to be rushed to buying their tokens. You know, because a lot of people are saying, hey, you know what? We'll give you a discount if you use Bitcoin. You know,
Maybe I will hold this $5,000 Bitcoin until it hits 24 grand.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just Bitcoin though. Like Bitcoin with the whole Lightning Network and these other off-chain solutions, it might make it more powerful again. And at the same time too, that makes Bitcoin Cash kind of obsolete too.
Yeah.
If it makes Litecoin obsolete, it's gonna make Bitcoin Cash obsolete.
This is the dip we've all been waiting for.
Yeah, who knows where the next run up can be, possibly.
I have 24,000 Bitcoin.
24. Yeah, I always said like 23, 24. For me, that was like the next high target. But now this is at this price, it's really cheap. And it's not, if it's gonna go down, it'll just go down to like you said, around 9,000. I'm thinking the absolute lowest. But yeah, it'll bounce back. Yeah, Bitcoin Cash. I don't know if it's gonna do well from here on out.
I mean, to me, I just don't like the fork. It just feels like a ripoff. You know, it's like they took Bitcoin and then they like ripped off the name and then like made their own, made like a separate token.
I mean, that makes
like
sense.
Worked a little better. Yeah, but people, why not just make like, I mean, why not just go to like Litecoin or something like that? To me, like there's like nostalgia in the Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of people say it's geopolitical too. Like people, it was like a planned thing to make Bitcoin Cash to overthrow the Bitcoin. So it becomes the anchor of the whole cryptocurrency space. But so far that's failed.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, you have to have adaptation, and the other thing is, everyone got these coins for free. It's like a dividend, and they sell them. So I don't know. I just don't. I mean, we'll see if that happens, but
yeah, it's just interesting because like we have not seen side chains work, and that's the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah.
And once side chains come in and they become big, like I was talking about one of our previous videos when I compared. If you look at Major League Crypto, I did those live streams. There's one I compared Ethereum, Neo, and EOS for one episode, and I was talking about like Ethereum with the Lightning Network a little bit, and basically what the Lightning Network basically tries to provide, it will fix almost all of Ethereum's problems, and that's very bullish. That means people all want to become ERC20 tokens. That means things like Telegram and stuff will be able to launch their ICO the way they want to. And that's not good for some competition. And it's gonna be interesting to see because what happens to the Ethereum Classic at that point, you know? And those are big things. So a lot of these altcoins might be in trouble, but there's certain ones that are just coded differently that they can have their own niche. But maybe these are the big ones that are gonna save Ethereum and Bitcoin. And if it doesn't work, these other altcoins will prosper, and Bitcoin and Ethereum will be basically a reminder of a time that's passed.
yeah, we'll see how things evolve. Onto the Ethereum chart. We'll do some more charting for you guys, and you guys can start throwing some names at me as I kind of work my way through these. The Ethereum chart. So once again, my strategy, Z halfway back, which I'll be teaching in this crypto course that we're going to do just to show you guys how to do this stuff. But so the low here, really when the rally had begun back in September, too high. That halfway back right here lined up with the previous area of consolidation at 820 that we broke out at. That right there was your buy level. And knowing these levels before they hit is crucial because you can see how quickly, I mean, you're off $210 in like 8 hours. So, you have to be aware of when of these levels before they trade and have your orders resting. So right now that 820, 822 is my support level in Ethereum, and I'd be willing to buy a retest of that level. So, I mean, you can go ahead and, if you'd like, never mind, I can't give investment advice, but that's my support level for that chart. And then you want to go over BAT. You want to talk about BAT, why BAT's good?
Yeah. So basically one of the altcoins I want to talk about today is BAT, Basic Attention Token. And basically, I've been using the Brave browser since the summer. And the guy who made it was the guy who made one of the co-founders of Firefox. His name was what was his name? Brendan Eich. And basically, here what Brave just did today is they gave out $1 million worth of BAT, Basic Attention Token, to old people that have a Brave browser, and if they click the link, it'll send them $5 worth of BAT. So yes, I got my $5 worth of the basic attention token.
Oh, very nice.
I was a former investor in BAT too. I was in it for a little while, because what it does is what they're trying to do is remove like YouTube and Twitch and stuff like that from actually giving out donations. So you could send people who also have a Brave browser. It uses like a wallet to transfer your cryptocurrencies for donations and stuff to them. Right now, it's still in this early setup.
Now, is that what's going to take out Google? Is that the 10 years down the road, BAT going to be bigger than Google?
I mean, some people said Steam was going to be like that too. Steemit, which is like its own social media type of thing. But we're starting to see competitors for YouTube and stuff, because YouTube takes a lot of fines from these people, you know. And Brave browser, I've been using it. It's a great browser. It's got a long way to go still. But, you know, once you have people like Brandon Ike, who's part of Mozilla and Firefox was like the best alternative browser for a long time in the 2000s. Something like this could be a very good project, and it's giving people options. You know, if you have an option to send people just dollars or basic attention token, but BAT will basically minimize the transactionary costs and all that type of stuff, why not use it? So yeah, that's just a cool little thing. They get about $1 million worth, $5 a person basically, and yeah, it's cool. I think that's really good. And you can pull up the chart of BAT right now.
Yeah, here it is. Sorry,
show people.
Yeah, this has been a nice rally in here. I mean, these types of trades, like obviously this chart has been bouncing. We've gone from 38 cents to 60 cents here in a very short period of time. It's hard for me to want to buy something like that. I mean, if you are going to buy it, it's very like a pretty quick trade. If we get back down to the 52 level, I would be looking for potential support from 52 to 48 in that buy zone, and then maybe look at this resistance level up here. So anytime we break down, really what you want to look at is just previous levels where like highs have been formed. So you can see that right here, there's been a high formed. That will be technical resistance. And then for support, one of the ways to go about it, and I'll pull up another one of these little drawing tools here. I'll just use this high horizontal ray. So you can see right here, this previous high, okay, right here, and that line's a little thin, but as we got back up to that at 52 cents, we stopped, we paused, we consolidated, and then we rallied from there. So that's why I'm going to be looking at that level for support in BAT USD going forward and for a potential trade. But anytime charts look like this, where it's like lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, I have a hard time wanting to be a longer term investor in it. You really have to see that start to curve up, something like what Ripple did on this breakout here. But
that's a very bullish chart in my opinion, though.
Yeah, nice. Definitely bullish on the hourly time frame for sure. But the problem is it has not had a higher high on the daily chart the entire month. So that is what's concerning for me. So I'll go to a daily chart here. Each one of these candlesticks represents a day. This tells me that there's nothing but sellers here. And we don't know who those sellers are. They could be insiders, but somebody is selling every high.
Yeah, but a lot of these new coins too, you see that same trend. So you see like the post ICO or post listing on these big exchanges, they dip, they reach a consolidation point on the low, then they start breaking out. Like at least something like Brave, that for me on my side, because I'm not as much of a technical trader as you are, and your experience.
You will be sooner or later.
Oh, yeah, of course. If I'm hanging out with you all the time, of course. But for my analysis, what I've seen from these charts also about these newer type coins, it's like these coins, they hit an all-time low from post-launch. They reconsolidate and they start creeping up higher and higher until some of them boost higher.
So, and that's, you're exactly right on that. And from a tactical standpoint, like your opportunity is to wait for the consolidation and then the breakout, because like you never know when you're going to break out. You only know when we're actually breaking out, right? So it's like, it's for me in the way I trade, I don't anticipate breakouts. I wait for breakouts to happen, then jump on them, because to me, that's my like opportunity time. And Chris, to address your question, gonna be in Chicago in a couple of weeks. We're at the party at the Mid. I don't go in the Mid anymore Me and the mid don't get along. The mid is blackout central, and I probably haven't been there since I was 24. So, but enjoy. Last time I was there, I think Tiesto was there. Great times. Can't party like that. But let's see here. You want to go over? Is there been really any news in Ripple? I've seen. I mean, I follow Brad.
Some big like Western Union, MoneyGram, stuff like that. They're starting to.
Oh yeah, so you want to pull up that article? So the big news in Ripple was that they signed Western Union MoneyGram.
Yeah, I think that happened last week too, though.
Call me good looking sample.
Yeah, so Fortune.com ran an article saying Ripple MoneyGram tests Ripple currency transfers, which is pretty.
Same, Chris.
Yeah,
28.
It's very bullish in my opinion. Ripple blockchain company and rival to Bitcoin on Thursday announced a tie-up with Dallas-based money transfer giant MoneyGram. The move is significant because the arrangement involves the use of XRP, Ripple's digital currency, which has recently soared in value but also faced questions about its practical uses. The partnership with MoneyGram pilot the use of Ripple through a new Ripple service called XRapid, designed to provide liquidity to financial institutions. In a release announcing the news, the companies touted the speed and efficiency of Ripple. So yeah,
I mean, I think you're getting a dead cat bounce here off some support in Ripple. But once again, the problem is if you're not in on the support levels you're chasing, I mean, you're already at a 40% premium off lows. Although I do believe Ripple offers incredible opportunity on bounces, I'd be a limit buyer right now, not a buyer at highs. So if you're going to buy, I'd be looking at the $1.95 level for support. I would not be a buyer above that level. We've traded those levels over the last 2 days. In both days, got moves back above 120. You're talking 20% returns in a day. So look at that dollar level. We've had some clean moves off. If we retest those levels, I'd look for it. But once again, the problem with when these currencies drop like this, you have what's called overhead supply, because anybody who bought in this zone, and let me get a tool here. Anybody who bought here, right? Anybody who bought here is down on their investments. Anybody. Any and every single person who bought from this breakout is down. So when that happens, you have overhead supply, which means people who are biting their nails because they decided to sell their 401k, mortgage their house, and rent their dog to the local children's hospital, is now selling to get that money back because they've realized that they don't like investing in crypto because it dropped 20%, but they were looking for 300% returns. When you're looking for 300% returns, you're going to get cut in half sooner or later, especially if you're not actively managing
and especially
position.
if you buy a coin that is already pumped and is in like the top 5, top 3 market cap.
An interesting thing about this, just to show you guys, this really isn't that bearish. We're above 50-day lows. So think about that. Over the last 50 days, we have not taken out a 50-day low. It's just been, there's been an incredible run up, and that incredible run up, as soon as people stop buying, markets fall. That's really just how they work. Ran out of buyers, we go back to the previous level of consolidation that we broke out of. Same market. You know, it doesn't matter if it's a cryptocurrency, GoPro, Twitter, any kind of stock, they all work the same.
Now, the only way, in my opinion, Jack, right? The only way Ripple had a chance of going even higher in market cap, if those rumors of the Coinbase Ripple, the Ripple being listed on Coinbase rumors were true. Now, at that point, logically, that gives an avenue for more people and new money get in that would raise up the market cap higher, but that never happened, and the hype kind of died out at that point.
Yeah, but the hype was, to the way I look at it, is the hype was priced in. So everyone's like, oh, it's going to go on, but then it gets priced that it's already has gone on.
Sure, but the thing is, like, yeah, for other news, sure, like the whole MoneyGram thing, the MoneyGram thing barely did anything. The Western Union news did a lot more than MoneyGram. But some like Coinbase, if they get listed, I think it would burst up higher because that's
at this point it will. But when we go from $1 to $3, you're not going to go 3 to 6.
Maybe
trust me.
Maybe 4.5, because like that's an avenue for new money. That's the point I'm trying to say.
It's an avenue for new money, but the speculation going into it was the trade. If you have made a 300% return on your investment and there's no news, you should probably take it because
Sure, I agree with that.
Your best case scenario, even think about it from a statistical point. Say it comes out and it does go to 4, you're going to make another $1. But that's only if they announce. Maybe there's a 5% chance they announce. Realistically, your downside is it retesting the breakout if they do nothing, which is the higher probability. So when you actually start, when you guys like, the longer you trade, you'll start thinking of everything in probabilities. Okay, if it goes on Coinbase, there's a 20% chance. That 20% chance might lead to a $1 increase. There's an 80% chance that no news hasn't been announced because there's nothing that's confirmed. And if it doesn't get announced, it's going to erase the entire move. So my downside is then $2 with an 80% probability, and my upside is $1 with a 20% probability. What trade are you taking? That's how you got to think about trading. That's probabilities. That's management of your position.
Sure, and I'm saying the logical way, but I'm saying if it did get listed into Coinbase, it would most likely pumped up to like around 4.5 if it got listed at Coinbase, but it didn't. So at that point, when the rumor dies out too, and you see going up that high, and it's already number 2 in market cap, that's when you have to sell. And that's unfortunately a lot of people, because Ripple is now becoming kind of like a household name in crypto. Everyone's dad is buying Ripple, and that's how they got burned.
It's funny that you say everybody's dad, because I've literally had friends contact me. They're like, my dad wants to buy Ripple. How does he do it?
Oh, all dads want to buy Ripple.
I'm like, why does your dad want to buy Ripple? But yeah, one of my friends was like, can you buy Ripple with cash? I'm like, no, you have to buy, Ethereum or Bitcoin, then transfer it to Ripple.
That's
like
why I was
they can't
saying,
wrap their head around it.
I'm saying that's why also, if Coinbase did have Ripple at that point, all the dads could buy it.
All the dads could buy it.
A lot of dads have a lot of money, so yeah. So yeah. Also here, James said, James Russell.
I'll give one Ethereum token to anybody who wants to get our logo tattooed on them. I actually have a guy who's got my Major League Trading logo tattooed on him.
That's raw.
Yeah, I know, this guy's raw.
January.
Done. Chris, send it over. You get a tattoo of the Bitcoin logo right up here.
We'll give you the choice. You can either do the circular one or this the banner one. It's up to you. But yeah, over here, James said January has had a tendency the past 4 years to always crash in cryptocurrency. Expect 1,000% ROI by March. By the dip, folks. Yeah, January has been a bad month for cryptocurrency. There's a comparison between Bitcoin in the past 4 times it's crashed like this, and they've almost been identical, which makes sense. It runs up, the energy builds up, there's a sell-off, then there's a consolidation period, and then there's another run-up. It's happened every time, and every time it's happened, the market cap has exploded. So for me, yes, I am extremely bullish on for all cryptocurrencies from here on out, especially in the February-March range, as more new money comes in, more financial money comes in.
Okay, cool. Well, I hope so, because I just put $5,000 into it, and I want to make it. I'm trying to turn that 5 into 6 real quick.
I think you'll survive, Jack. So,
I know, but
so what else we got here?
It's like making money.
You want to pull up the Litecoin chart?
Yeah, even though I said when Charlie Lee sold Litecoin, that was the end of it, man. I'm telling you, those are the Charlie Lee highs.
It's still tradable, but yeah, I'm not too bullish on it right now, unless there's something goes bad with like the Lightning Network with Bitcoin, or something happens with these side chains. Annoying. But for now, I'm not the most bullish on Litecoin. I was when it was like $40-$70, but at this point, I would not get into it for a longer term hold. That's for sure.
True that, Chris. Let's see here. So I actually mentioned that I thought it was going to retest at 145 level. 145, we've already had 3 tests. That's the area we had broken out of. You guys look at this chart. I mean, this is perfect technical trading. You got the breakout from the 145. That is really the explosion going back to the 11th of December. You had a 2-day move from 160 to 400. Why people don't sell that move, I will never understand, but I've been trading a lot longer than a lot of these people. But we get that pullback. We traded it once on the 22nd of December, and we have retested 2 times here. 145 to 150 is really the only levels I'd be interested in Litecoin. It continues to trend down, and what I think is going to happen, you'll probably get back up to the upper level of this. And I normally don't draw trend lines. I'm really not a big trend line guy, but when they're pretty obvious, they should definitely be respected. But you got this trend line just lower high, lower high, lower high, and then you have the support at the 149. What's going to happen here, what I'm anticipating to happen, will make another move back up towards that trend line. And you know, you want to be watching where that is. That would probably be a profit target if you were long from these 150 levels. When we get up to that, you know, you'd want to be exiting your long position, look for another touch of that support level, and then move back up, and then we'll go to another touch, and this will build what's called a flag. So this will build a flag pattern, and when we break out of that flag pattern, that is when you can finally get that big move up. But right now, we have a trend line down with support at the 145, 140 area, and I do expect us to continue to consolidate, build a flag, and break out higher from there. Keen, yeah, so my opinion on Ethereum is the support's at 820, and that's the only place I'm really interested in buying right now. I do think, you know, these are some pretty significant highs. We're not going to be taking out these highs for a while. So I think you need to, if you're looking at these coins, and you want to trade them, and you want to trade them actively, like maybe, and by actively, I mean like maybe 2 or 3 trades a week. It doesn't mean like intraday day trading, but like you need to be aware of, like, when we make major highs like this, and this is a trend break, it takes a while to get back above those highs. We saw it with Bitcoin. We have not been able to take out that December high in Bitcoin. There is going to be resistance in Ethereum at the level we had broke down below, and that is at that 1132 level. So 1132 for me is my resistance right now. We got supports at 820. 680, yeah, 680 I believe is the full halfway back. If you guys want to know that level, I mean, you should want to know that level. That is going to be right at the $700. So $680, $700. I also do think that is a great. I mean, if you got the patience and you got some money sitting in a Coinbase account or wherever it is, I guess it couldn't be Coinbase because there's no limits. But you know, those, you want to put that limit out, 710 to 720. You know, just close your eyes. Sooner or later, that's going to trade. That's going to hit. And it's going to happen so fast. You're probably not going to be at your computer. That's why I'm a huge fan of limit trading. This is stuff that we're going to be talking about in the MLC course coming up here once we get it put together. But, yep, you're welcome for that. Can you look at Decred? Yeah, if it,
yeah, I don't know if there's a USD. There might be to USD.
I can look it up. I don't know if I can pull up the chart. Oh, Decred to Bitcoin. So
yeah, they have the BTC chart.
This is actually a decent looking chart. We've been in an uptrend since the 12th of December. It's definitely fared better than the other cryptocurrency coins. You want to tell me a little bit about this coin here?
Decred, let me see here. Decred was pretty interesting when I was looking into it a couple months ago. I think they had some pretty recent breakthroughs in their tech. I'm trying to see here. So since 2016, Decred has striven to solve blockchain governance. Our innovates consensus voting model empowers stakeholders and allows for seamless transition from one set of rules to another. Decentralized decision-making and self-funding have enabled us to build a robust, evolving digital currency free from third-party influence. Basically, Decred is trying to approach a different way for consensus. It's pretty interesting. I know they had a pretty big update this past couple weeks, but I was more focusing on Syscoin this week, to be honest with you, because Syscoin, they've launched their masternode. They announced their masternode system, and they're calling it Sysbit. So basically what these masternodes do is you hold a certain amount of these coins, and in return for holding that many coins in a specific wallet, you could kind of like stake them, and you get a certain amount of these new coins given out. So basically what they had was Syscoin to Sysbit, and also with VeChain. So Stephen Chung is asking about VeChain. VeChain, they has this thing called Thor Power. So the minimum requirement to participate in this VeChain Thor Power was 10,000 VeChain.
Wow.
So you get the store power from VeChain. So a lot of these people are going for masternode stuff, and masternode stuff is extremely bullish. Mm-hmm. And yeah, so yeah, VeChain for me, it still is very bullish. I still think the tech is some of the best in the whole crypto space. But VeChain, they're supposed to go through a rebranding phase this week, but they pushed it back to next month. So its competitor, I forgot the name of the competitor was, This competing coin went up considerably after that announcement. But I'm so bullish on it. Sunny Lube, that guy knows what he's doing. He's got the proper connections from what I've heard. And yeah, the whole VeChain stuff is very bullish to me. Yeah, you want to pull the VeChain chart?
Jeez. I'm looking at Neo, but VeChain, VEN,
Neo is actually really big too. Because
I actually like this chart here in VN BTC. It looks like a bull flag channel right now, bull channel, whatever you want to call it. But what we have, and this is to BTC, so it's not to USD. But if you look at, this series, we do have a series of lower highs here, but at the same time, we are holding support steadfast at this. I'm not even going to say the decimal, but it's 370 level to BTC USD. And if we can start breaking above, this should flag higher and then get a breakout towards the 65 to 6 level, 3 decimal places over. So that's my opinion on VeChain. We can take a look. We'll do the fire round in the last 5 minutes here.
Yeah, so also like things like Neo, Stratus, Ethereum, they're platforms. So the reason why Neo's actually been going up too is because a lot of these ICOs are being launched under Neo, like Apex and stuff. And I think Red Pulse is the other one too. Basically, they're called Neo 6 tokens, and those are tokens running on the Neo platform. So now you have Neo kind of, having actual tokens under its platform, which is bullish. And also Stratus just this month started doing that also with their Stratus token. So these are very bullish things to me because now these ecosystems are being utilized to build decentralized applications and such. Yeah. So, and the whole thing about Tron, I personally wouldn't touch it right now.
Dead coin.
It's the hype already went through.
Yep.
They're announcing a couple of partnerships here and there, but there's just too much uncertainty around it. I can't read Chinese. I really can't. And a lot of the articles are run through it.
Wait, you can't read Chinese?
No, I can't.
Dude, what?
Yeah. But for me, there's a lot of Charlie Lee attacked Tron saying, oh, like a lot of the white paper was reused. Then the creator of Tron, the head of Tron, commented saying, oh, that was just because we didn't translate the full white paper because it's very difficult to do it and stuff. And it's just a lot of uncertainty, and I don't think Tron has been completely transparent.
Yeah, I would stay away from Tron. I had a friend that was trading it.
Yeah, white paper scam. That's what I was thinking.
Buy the rumors, sell the news. I mean, guys, this is like when coins start going down. If you are in a move up, if you are lucky enough to be in a move up when a coin quadruples, please move your stop up. Do not be attached to the position. Do not feel like this position is, no one trade is going to make you a millionaire. There's a lot of talk in the cryptocurrency space. If you would have bought $100 of Bitcoin in 2010, you would have made $70 million. Nobody fucking did that. Okay, get that shit out of your head. What you have to do is on these moves, as soon as we spike up, you got to be ready to get out of that position. One trade, one investment is not going to make you rich. If you think that way, you will hold on too long and miss out on other opportunities. You will be in situations like this. Don't be afraid to get into them, and don't be afraid to get out of them.
Yeah, so yeah, Tron right now is, you can just pull the chart just so we can see visual representation of what's going on with Tron.
Yeah, I got it up.
Yeah, you got it up. You see, for me, that's just not bullish in my opinion. Like, did you see that halfway back right there where we're just collapsed back down and we're hitting resistance right now, you think, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's just, once again, this is just a downtrending coin. I mean, one of those ones, I don't have too much opinion on whatever they're doing. Like, all I got to do is look at price to know if the company.
I was just talking about, for me, a lot of people were just saying there's a white paper scam, and because why would they translate their white paper but say it's not the full thing, or say that, oh, they had trouble translating the stuff. And yeah, Justin Sun guy. For me, yeah, it's just not. I don't know. It's the whole thing with like Charlie selling all of his Litecoin. It's just not bullish to me. Like something like Monero, that even though Monero is a privacy coin, right? It's been extremely bullish. It's ripping up higher and higher and higher.
Is it? I want to look at that one.
It's just the community is so strong, and there's no FUD. There's no FUD. There's no nothing. People knows what it is.
Monero's a great coin. Monero's my buy of the week.
It is.
It's a good looking coin.
It's a good looking coin.
Good looking chart. See, this is a chart. Like, look at this chart and then look at Tron, okay? Do not buy markets trending lower. It'll take a long time and experience for you guys to understand what it looks like, what a market trending lower looks like versus market trending higher. This is a market trending higher. Tron is a market trending lower. If you buy a market trending lower, it will trend lower in your face. It hurts.
Yep. Yeah, and Start Bit by Bit is asking, Fork, what do you think about Bitcoin fees on the Lightning Network? I think that was supposed to be one of the major things about the Lightning Network too. It's supposed to minimize fees tremendously, which is another positive for Bitcoin versus Litecoin if once all that is accomplished. So yeah, it's supposed to solve scalability, transaction times, and transaction fees.
And Chris, that $70,000 trade did not make me rich. That, I mean, that's obviously my biggest trade of last year. However, in the meantime, I took thousands of trades that year, and that one trade was an outlier. But guess what? I sold it the same day. I didn't hold on to it. You'll have crazy opportunities where you will make crazy money, but those sometimes you just get, if you do enough trades, you're gonna get lucky. Not really lucky, but you're gonna be in a position where you will, increase your gains. But if you're in the same thing the whole time, just hoping and praying, it's just not a good strategy.
And Mike is asking thoughts on QuantStamp or Syscoin. QuantStamp I'm not too familiar on, but Syscoin I've been bullish on it for a very long time. I've been talking about it on the show for the past couple of weeks.
Syscoin's a good looking chart here. Good looking chart, babe.
I mean, I follow every single, I follow almost like every single coin, like every single good coin and their creators. One of the head developers, or I think he's the leader of Syscoin. He announced basically they found a way to do consensus and fast transaction speeds without your typical blockchain based network. So basically how they do it without like transaction logs. They figure out a way. If that's true, that's one of the most bullish things I've ever heard, because they're tackling a solution to a problem in not cryptocurrency, but just anything transactionary based without using the strict Bitcoin model. And for what this coin is trying to do is try and be the new eBay and Amazon, Jack. If you don't know, they're going through a pretty big rebranding phase. Yeah, so basically what they're trying to do is like, hey, you'll be like eBay, right? You trade, you do everything in Syscoin, and what they will do is it'll be so minimal fees because everything is algorithm based. So you don't have to pay like company people, et cetera, et cetera. Everything's just an algorithm. So
I like that.
So that's similar to Salt, right? Salt Lending, it's an actual lending platform for small businesses and stuff. And you could either sign up for like individual, you could either sign up for a small business or like a bigger business. So they have different tiers, right? And they're actual real loans. Like they're not like this BitConnect stuff. They're trying to be legit, right? So what they're trying to do is, hey, look, you could stake your current Bitcoin or whatever you have, your cryptocurrency, and they'll give you fiat cash on a card for you, right, to spend it on whatever you need to do for your business or etc. And once you pay it back, you pay a slight interest fee. I heard their interest rate fee is very low, and the reason for that is because they don't have your typical lawyers, because their entire service.
So this is all Syscoin. They're crushing it.
No, I'm talking about this is Salt.
So
Syscoin is for like. Syscoin is trying to do something similar before eBay and Amazon. Salt is trying to like kind of take away banking and lending, because they could offer very low interest rates because they don't have your typical lawyer set up. Because
so who's backing that capital? Who's putting up the capital?
Well, here's the thing. It's computer software and code. When you
someone has to back.
Well, no, they have their own team, but the thing is they don't have as big of a team as like a bank with like lawyers.
Yeah, but where's
such.
the money come from?
Well, it's their token. It's how they're valued. It's tokens valued. The whole thing's based around the token. So the whole
that sounds really bad to me, actually. Well, because if the token crashes 20% in value, all of a sudden all of these loans they've put up are non-performing like that. Like there's no stability to that.
Well, for me, it's like when I saw there's some bigger people that were in that
like if
game,
somebody tells me they're gonna buy my house in Syscoin, I'm gonna be like, I don't know about that.
Well, Syscoin, it's supposed to be the eBay type of transactionary type of thing, but why wouldn't people do it if everything's logged immediately? When you do everything immediate, it's the technology. I'm talking about the technology.
The technology side of it, but whatever the loan has to be some kind of stable, because I mean, with the volatility in cryptocurrency, you don't want to like own a loan in something that has volatility. The volatility of these coins. It's just like
they promise you, they basically promise you once you pay back your coins, once you pay back your loan, they'll give you back all the coins that you had. in that coin. So if you bought,
So are you putting up? You're putting up coins. To
yeah,
take
you're
out
using
the
your
loan?
coin as collateral.
Okay.
So they're also expecting too that the coins are going to go up in value.
Okay.
You get what I'm trying to say?
Okay.
So that's the whole
And they're
thing with
giving you
USL.
U.S. cash.
Yeah, U.S., Euro, and I think yuan.
Okay, that makes sense.
So they're trying to be
if they're
international.
converting it out of the coin,
Mm-hmm.
and they're selling immediately. I mean, I
Yeah.
would have to understand.
And basically, from what I've been looking into it, the reason why they have interest rates so low is because of their non-traditional way of approaching legality and also lawyers.
Mm-hmm.
Because with cryptocurrency, you only need trust that 1 + 1 = 2, and
Yeah.
that the code makes sense. It's an algorithm.
Yeah, but
That's the
interest
point.
rates aren't really set from like, I mean, you have the federal interest rate and then you have whatever the banks tack on top of that, which are the fees do include lawyers and stuff, and most of it is like a risk associated fee. So I mean, it really depends on the risk of the loan, but that is definitely interesting technology. I do think it's way before its time, but going forward, our kids are probably going to be buying homes in Syscoin.
Well, for me, I think I'll move in the salt down the line too to completely bypass the U.S. dollar. But that's just that's just me. So
Salt lending, baby.
Yeah. So yeah, and I've been bullish on that. I've been talking about that since it was $4.
Regardless,
it moved up.
good looking chart. Syscoin, good looking chart.
Yeah, I bought in that. Was at 64 cents.
Good looking chart. Yeah, no, this thing I think targets back up to the 800 level, Sys to Beast TC. But that should wrap up
Can
tonight.
I give my coin? Can I give my coin of the week?
Oh yeah, go give your coin of the week.
Syscoin.
Syscoin.
So yeah,
Boom.
I'm very bullish. They have a lot more releases coming up this month. A big month for Syscoin. So I think it's gonna go up in this next week.
Yeah,
for
coin
sure.
pick of the week, Syscoin. I like Syscoin as well.
What would you say for yours?
I think I said Neo,
Yeah,
right?
Neo. Yep,
Yeah,
you said
so
Neo.
I'm gonna go with Neo. Oh no. No, I pulled up this stock. I'm like, whoa, that's a terrible chart. Neo, just to double check. Did I say Neo? I thought I said something else. I forgot what I said. Shows how much I know. Monero.
Oh yeah, Monero.
I was gonna
yeah,
say
it was
I-
Monero. We just jumped around a lot.
Yeah,
because
we've
people
been
were
jumping
asking.
around.
But yeah, Monero. I'm long-term bullish on Monero because as long as it's private and it's not compromised, people will be using it regardless.
And I'm gonna quote 336.50. There isn't a Monero USD. Is there a Syscoin USD?
I do not believe so.
So I'm gonna go 336.50, and then you could probably find it on Binance because there is a converter.
I
Thank you, David.
I think it'll hit $1.
Okay, cool. Well, yeah, 336.50. Even though I did buy Bitcoin, hopefully I'm out of it by the time I talk to you guys next week. If it gets to 15K, I'm dumping that. That looks like a glitch, but who knows?
Yeah, who knows with these things?
Anyways, guys, do me one favor before we lock off. Everybody who's not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button and give me that thumbs up.
Smash that like button.
Smash that like button. Share this video to your friends. Let them know about our channel. Makes that viewer. I wanted to get 100 viewers on here to buy Bitcoin, but I just bought it anyway. But I want to try to get the show to 100 viewers every single week. Really makes it worth our time. So please tell your friends who are interested in cryptocurrency and tune in next week. I appreciate you guys showing up this week. Take care.
Take care.